Okay, so I'm back again. This is Tanisha with part 4 of the last word recap and highlights. Of course, the other video cut me short again when I was just explaining that I was able to meet Mr. John Hope Bryant in person. If you follow me on Facebook, Tanisha Davis, and of course the last word at the last word 2018, you will be able to see that I was able to meet him in person. I was just sharing in the third part of this recap and highlights of how I met Mr. John Hope Bryant and how he's very gentle in person, very sweet person, motivating, uplifting. But of course, there at the Marriott, where I was able to see him in my town at the MOK Leadership Luncheon, when he was the keynote speaker, he asked me. I was the very first person to have my first live person to have my book signed, because he signed some other books that were there for people, you know, who weren't there. But I was the first person to have my book signed. I was so excited about that. And of course, he asked me what was the main thing that stuck out to me in his speech. And I, of course, the first thing that came to my mind was an eagle. Of course, that was the last thing that he had asked us there, the attendees there. What do we want to be? Because he gave the story about the bird. Do you want to be a turkey? Do you want to be a chicken? You know, different things like that. And so, of course, our response is that we want to be an eagle. And it was just a standing ovation, awesome speech that he gave. But another thing that stood out to me in his speech is something that I, you know, kind of frequently hear him say on his Instagram, because I also follow him on Instagram, is that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. Okay, to me, that is another thing that stood out to me the most. And if he were to ask me again, I would probably say that, because when he asked me, I was caught off guard, and the first thing that came to my mind was be an eagle. And it was so funny. But anyway, if he were to ask me that again, I would say that success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm, because that is what I've experienced in my life. And as you can see, I'm just as enthusiastic about this page and about everything that's going on in my life. I always tend to have enthusiasm, and that kind of is what drives me. Like, I'm very passionate and very upbeat person when I'm at my best. And when I'm at my best, I have that positive, high enthusiasm, no matter what it looks like, no matter if it looks like I'm failing or whatever the case may be. So that is really the most profound thing that stood out to me about what John Hope Bryant says. And but I'm not finished reading the memo yet. Of course, life occurs, and I'm running out of time, so I'm going to stop this before it cuts me off this time, hopefully. Okay, but I'm going to be doing that book review whenever it comes up, and I'm going to do it here on the last word, because, like I said, another thing that he asked me when I mentioned to him that I did read his other book, now that I'm, you know, going to read both of them, he wanted me to just compare the two. So I'm going to do that, and that was a good thing that he mentioned that to me, because I'm like, oh, I can do that right on the last word on my channel and everything. So, but I hope you enjoyed this week's last word, which is just a recap of some things that we've already done here on the last word, and just some highlights of some things that will be coming up on the last word, to keep you informed, to keep you staying tuned, and to keep you thinking about positive things, because that's what the last word is all about, and it's your space. Thank you for watching. Please do engage, and please do share, like, comment, subscribe. Okay? Thank you. Have a great day.